This video is collected, created, and presented by Pawan Talker from Talker Property Consultancy, 900-435-2787. Lord Murugan is the supreme warrior of the Hindu pantheon, emerging from a lineage of fire, wind, water, and the stars to confront a threat to the cosmic order. The crisis centers on the demon Tarakasura, also known as Surapadman, who has systematically dismantled the peace of the universe. He is protected by a specific divine boon. No existing god can defeat him. He can only be killed by a son of Lord Shiva. At the time, this was an impossible condition. Shiva was deep in ascetic meditation in the Himalayas, entirely detached from the world and mourning the loss of his first wife, Sati, with no intention of fathering a successor. To save the universe, the gods intervened, leading to the union of Shiva and goddess Parvati, which would bring hope back to the heavens. From this divine connection, Shiva opened his third eye and released 6 sparks of fire, each glowing with unfathomable heat. The energy was too volatile for any single god to contain. In a celestial relay, the sparks were passed to Agni, the fire god, then to Vayu, the wind god, and finally into the cooling waters of the sacred river Ganga. The river carried the sparks to a serene lake in the Himalayas, where they transformed into 6 divine babies. They were discovered and nursed by the 6 Kritikas, the celestial nymphs who formed the Pleiades star cluster. When goddess Parvati arrived, she gathered all 6 infants into a single embrace. In her arms, they merged into one supreme being with 6 heads and 12 arms, known as Shanmukha or Kartikeya. Murugan's birth was a deliberate convergence of elemental forces. By drawing on fire, wind, water, and the stars, the universe engineered a warrior specifically capable of destroying a seemingly invincible evil. The young Murugan immediately accepted his role as the commander-in-chief of the celestial army, leading the gods into a direct confrontation with the demon Surapadman. To aid him, goddess Parvati gifted him the Vel, a divine spear. The weapon represents spiritual knowledge, designed to be sharp and focused enough to pierce through illusion and ignorance. After 6 days of war, the demon attempted to escape by transforming into a massive tree. Murugan split the tree in half with his Vel. He transformed one half into his peacock mount and the other into a rooster for his battle flag. By taking the demon as his vehicle, Murugan demonstrated that divine wisdom tames and repurposes the ego rather than simply destroying it. Despite his status as a warrior, Murugan's life was often defined by his relationship with his brother, Lord Ganesha. This reached a turning point when the sage Narada offered Shiva and Parvati a single golden mango of knowledge. Because the fruit represented absolute wisdom and could not be shared, their parents announced a test. The mango would go to whichever son could circle the world 3 times and return first. Murugan relied on physical effort, mounting his peacock to fly across the globe. Ganesha, however, stayed behind. He simply walked around his parents 3 times, stating that for him, they were the world. When Murugan returned from his grueling journey to find Ganesha already enjoying the prize, he felt a sense of betrayal. He had prioritized the hard physical path, only to be outmaneuvered by his brother's grounded devotion. In protest, Murugan renounced his royal life and his family. He traveled south to the Palani Hills, where he discarded his ornaments to live as a disciplined ascetic, focusing on inner realization. This family dispute highlights 2 different paths to truth: the rigorous external action taken by Murugan and the devoted internal intellect favored by Ganesha. As he matured, Murugan's wisdom eventually surpassed even the elder gods. He once challenged Lord Brahma, the creator, to explain the true meaning of the primordial sound, Om. Dissatisfied with Brahma's scholarly explanation, Murugan imprisoned the creator. He argued that a deity who does not grasp the core of divine truth has no right to oversee creation. The gods were stunned, and Lord Shiva moved to intervene. When Shiva asked his son for the answer, Murugan realized that even his father could not fully explain it. In a moment that inverted the divine hierarchy, Shiva became the student. He leaned in as Murugan whispered the secret of Om into his ear, earning the child god the title Swaminatha, the guru of the Lord. This encounter established that in the search for truth, supreme spiritual clarity takes precedence over age, status, or title. The final dimension of Murugan's family tree involves his 2 marriages, which connect his lineage to the broader cosmic powers of Indra and Vishnu. His first marriage was to Devasena, daughter of Indra. This union was conducted with celestial formality and represents spiritual purity and the fulfillment of duty. His second marriage was to Valli, a tribal princess found in the wild. As a past life daughter of Lord Vishnu, her union with Murugan was unconventional and passionate, representing the power of earthly devotion. These 2 wives embody distinct powers. Devasena represents Kriya Shakti, the power of action, while Valli represents Icha Shakti, the power of will and desire. Murugan sits at the center of these forces as Jnana Shakti, the power of wisdom. The lineage suggests that willpower and action only reach their full potential when they are directed by wisdom. Ultimately, Murugan's story shows how the ego is overcome when a person aligns their will and their actions with a deeper sense of clarity. This detailed story of Lord Murugan's lineage was collected, created, and presented by Pawan Thakur from Thakur Property Consultancy, 900-435-2787.